Welcome back to Main Street Living. April brings us many wonderful signs of spring, warmer days, tiny new bright green leaves, and flowers popping up all over the place.
Yes, but it also brings something many of us don't look forward to so much, tax day. But have no fear, we have a expert here to simplify even the most complicated tax questions. And now we welcome to Main Street Living tax attorney Adam Brewer. Adam, thanks so much for making some time for us.
Oh, yeah, not a problem. Happy to be here.
You know, it's the time of year when taxes are on all of our minds, whether we like it or not. But Adam, you are a tax controversy attorney. So taxes are probably on your mind all of the time. What exactly is a tax controversy attorney?
Yeah, there's no escaping taxes for me. So, tax controversy attorney, I'm not involved with like the yearly filings so much, quarterly filings that some businesses have to do. I step in when things between the taxpayer and the IRS or the taxpayer and the state get a little messy. So anytime things kind of get off track for a taxpayer, that's when I'll step in and help represent the taxpayer before either the IRS or the state.
Well, clearly nobody wants to run into trouble with the IRS or the state or any of that thing. And right now we have tax filing deadlines around the corner. So what is some advice you would give people to avoid some of these problems?
Yeah, so this year I highlighted four kind of key issues. Some of it's a continuation from focus areas of prior years, and some of it again is a little bit unique to the pandemic. So first thing we're really focusing on is any stimulus credits, making sure that if taxpayers already received the stimulus credits, that they're reporting that on their tax return. On the flip side, if they haven't received them, then we want to make sure that they're claiming that as a credit, so that ultimately they either owe less money or are getting a larger refunds. In addition to that, again, cryptocurrency, it seems like, you can't really go a day without hearing about cryptocurrency. IRS obviously is aware of that. So they're kind of stepping up their enforcement on cryptocurrency. Any taxpayers that either sold cryptocurrency, they mined cryptocurrency, or exchanged cryptocurrency, there's going to be a reporting and disclosure requirement for those transactions. So anyone that might apply to, we just want to make sure that they're getting that reported on their tax return. For about the last decade, foreign bank accounts, it's been a key focus for the IRS. So anyone with what we call a foreign financial account, but most of the time that's either a bank or an investment account held overseas. IRS expects you to disclose that you own that account. And then they expect you to pay tax on any taxable transactions. So if taxpayers own a foreign financial account, or if they even have a signatory on a foreign financial account, they need to make sure that's being disclosed. And then the last one, I think, probably brings in a lot of taxpayers. That's like the gig and shared economy. So anyone who's driving an Uber, driving for Lyft, Postmates, renting out a place on Airbnb, renting their car on Turo, whatever it may be, there's going to be a tax reporting requirement there. So we just want to make sure that those taxpayers, if they're involved in that, gig or shared economy, are making those disclosures. So not just reporting the income, but you also want to report the expenses that you incurred to generate that income. So I'd say between stimulus credits, cryptocurrency, foreign accounts, and then gig or shared economy, those are, I'd say, the four areas that taxpayers want to be wary of this tax filing season.
I want to ask you something real quick too, because I know a lot of people have been working from home. Is that something that people like to do any tax write-offs for as well if they work from a home office?
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough one because the Tax Cut and Jobs Act of 2017, that eliminated an itemized deduction that was unreimbursed employee expenses. So this is, I guess, maybe the third or fourth filing with these new rules. But yeah, really kind of bad timing for the pandemic. So some states tend to be the blue states. They're not conforming with those Tax Cut and Jobs Act changes. So they're, you could claim that deduction on the state side, but it's not really going to move the needle for you on the federal side.
That's at least good to know. It does seem like a lot of people are using an app or software to prepare their taxes. When do you think it's beneficial for someone to have a professional help them filing their taxes?
Yeah, I mean, the apps, the software, I mean, they can be great. It can save you money. It's convenient. Um, so if you have like a pretty simple tax return, just, reporting wages, a W-2, nothing too complex, then yeah, absolutely go for it. Just follow the prompts, make sure you're answering it accurately. And you shouldn't run into any problems. I'd say if you have like self-employment income, any of those issues I mentioned above, except the credit. So if your tax return is getting a little more complicated, so you do have self-employment income, you did sell cryptocurrency or mine cryptocurrency, you have foreign accounts, if you sold your home or if you sold a bunch of stock, then it's probably worthwhile to pay a professional to do the return. Just have that peace of mind. And if it helps you avoid an audit a year or two from now, it's definitely going to be well worth the money spent.
And I always think about that for sure. And we talked about the kinds of things that a tax controversy attorney does, but what are the most common things that you provide?
Yeah, so most of my hours day to day is spent with my clients who they either owe a large amount of money to IRS or state, sometimes both, resolving audits. So audit activities really slowed down because of the pandemic, just because IRS or the state, they can't say, hey, come to our office with all your records on this date. But we do still do some audits. Again, the foreign income, sorry to hit on that again, but it's just a huge focus area. So especially where I'm at, I practice in California, primarily Hawaii. So we have a lot of taxpayers who, were maybe born or lived in other countries. So we see a lot of these foreign account disclosures. And then finally, just people who haven't filed their tax returns. I know it's kind of, an embarrassing topic for a lot of people, but it happens where you just miss a tax year. Then before you know it, it's April again. 1 year becomes two becomes 10 or 30 or, So I do a lot of that, which I call like a tax cleanup case, get people back on track, file their delinquent returns, handle any balance dues they have, and then really just get them back on the right track as far as taxes go.
Well, Adam, you found a way to make this conversation not very taxing, so that's very very successful on your end. How can viewers get in touch and get more tax help from you?
Yeah, definitely. If anyone needs help or looking for more information on taxes, they can visit my website, triumphovertax.com, or feel free to give me a call at the office, 619-591-9500.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Adam, but I'm sure we'll see you back here soon.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was a pleasure.
All right. I don't know about you, Val, but all this tax talk has made me awfully thirsty.
I definitely could use some liquid refreshment.
All right. We'll stick with us. That's coming up next on Main Street Living.